Mr. Hall submitted the lowest proposal of the three that we have. And this will replace the yellow dots that you see on the big drawing or the white ones on your drawing. This will replace those lamps. Those are going to be solar bollards. And these will be the metal halide, similar to what's on the existing poles. And it will flood the area with light instead of having a destination point.
You got 3 bids here?
Yes.
I guess.
I bid probably isn't the right proposal.
Didn't we vote no on this, Mr. Ford? On these last?
As I remember, if I can maybe refresh your memory, I think Alderman Crossland wanted an accounting of the dollars and Dan gave that to me. I think the way she phrased it, and maybe Donna or Nancy, do you remember what Alderman Crossland, I think she wanted to see where we stood. I think it was more a table than a no.
I think what they voted no on was the other type of lighting.
Those solar valves.
Yeah, these replace those. There will not be any of the solar bollards. This is a replacement for it.
This is part of the grant for her to come down and give us our half of the money too.
They have to have, so we have no choice. Well, we're actually.
Yeah. And we projected that this cost for all the yellow dots that you see were going to be solar bollards. And we projected that cost at $18,000. And I think former Alderman Cole said earlier. Right now, we've got $4,500 to do the security lamps that you're seeing here, shining here, and around. And with this, another $2,000. So basically, we're going to have, instead of $18,000, we're going to have $6,700 maybe. So that'll be considerable savings. And they were, I'm going to call it, they were a line item within the grant. And for her to come down, all the line items have to be covered.
But one thing too is Dan spoke about these. To me, this is really beside, it's because it was already agreed to by the council that they were going to put $18,000 in on this type of lighting.
And she said,
then it just got dovetailed in Oslo. So to me, it should be almost a no-brainer that you need to agree with this because it was going to be coming out of Cone Fund anyway. And it's not $18,000. And I don't know if you all went out and looked, but where these 4 lights are going to be put in, it's the only dark spot left on the walking trail. And I don't know if I went out there, if that particular area that's in this dark spot, I don't think I'd be wanting to walk in there if there were no light in there.
in a conversation with Jan Nation, she said that the solar bollards could be replaced by these metal halide. And that would meet the grant requirements. And they were all given the same spec sheet, and the same, they're all quoted the same line. Hooking up to existing circuits.
I think it's scary walking down there. It's dark anyway. Even with the lights that we have on the other part of the field. And then now knowing that we have mischief going on down there too.
And,
walking, they'll stop, they won't go down there.
these floodlights are going to supply a lot more light than the solar bollards, by far.
Yeah.
Well, the apparent low quote that you have is from Ken Hall Electric, $2,039
Correct.
for these.
And Ken was good enough to help us whenever we had a lighting issue out there.
Yeah.
Alan, you had a question?
Yeah, I couldn't hear very well, Charlie, but were you talking about two different kinds of lighting, metal halide and something else?
Yes, and the solar bollards have been eliminated. That's not an option.
And I'm not talking about the solar, but the metal halide and another incandescent type?
No, these fixtures will match the existing that we have on other poles out there, so we have an issue of you finding one replacement.
Okay, and the reason I asked the question was if you were looking at two types other than solar, what your operating costs on?
These are relatively inexpensive. These are 150 watt, which aren't gonna be real expensive.
Are they gonna be way up high?
Yes, as high on the building as we could go.
I make a motion, Mayor, that we approve the Ken Hall bid for these lights at $2,039. And that's,
Matt, you and Roy, what do you think about the security? Is this gonna help with the security?
Very good question. This stuff, what's going on out there right now, it's going on and I think at all hours of the night. I mean, you can have lights out there and you can be 2 to 3 o'clock in the morning and they're still gonna do something. But I think the other thing is that I don't think it's gonna hurt anything to have those additional lights out there because back there where we're talking about, I don't want to go back there at night.
Yeah.
You know, and there's times I like to go out there working on phone time at night, but I'm not sure what's going on right now, I don't want to. So I don't think additional lighting probably wouldn't hurt. I don't know if it's gonna help the situation that's going on out there, but sure not gonna hurt anything. That's just my opinion.
And I'd like to say-
Maybe the lighting will encourage people to walk, and then if people's walking, maybe mischief makers will.
Well, up on that one hill there behind that one.
Well, they'll leave all the lights are out, and this neighbors are gonna drive around. They'll just wait till all the lights are off and people are gone, and they'll drive around and everything.
These
That's
are
what they do.
dust to dawn. That's what these will be on the line, so they'll be on dust to dawn.
I'll second. Got a motion and a second, have roll call vote.
Alderman Dillman?
Yes.
Alderman Clark?
yes.
Alderman Bergman?
Yes.
Alderman Abernathy?
Yes.
Alderman Rader?
Yes.
Alderman Allison?
Yes.
Thank you.
Matt, what do you think about these lights? Is that gonna help out?
Yes,
Patrolling and all that
Yes.
back there?
Nothing else gives people, if I feel uncomfortable when they're out there, if you take 2 or 3 people out there and they're not comfortable, it just spreads like, wildfire, and they're not gonna go out. If you've got lighting out there, it's gonna, like anything else, it's gonna inhibit the casual or the guy that's not really wanting to do anything, just opportunist. No, you're not gonna stop the criminal that wants to go out there and just damage it, no matter what, he's gonna do that. But the young kids are out there just goofing around, if they're under light, we can be less aggressive about damaging things. Definitely can't hurt.
Okay, next we have to discuss and or approve Nick Schweitzer as regular firefighter.
Good evening. I brought Nick with me here this evening, Mr. Schweitzer. He is a product of Sparta Explorers. That's where he started out. And he's been on the department now for a year and about 3 months. He's in firefighter 2 class with Jeremy Holman. At the last meeting of the Chester Fire Department, we voted to move him up to the regular department, per se of council approval, myself and the officers and the rest of the fire department. And he's a good young man, he works hard. I'm happy to have him on my fire department, and I hope my Explorers turn out like this one has turned out, I really do. So that being said, I'll turn it over to your people.
Do we have a motion to accept Nick Schweitzer as a regular
I'll make a
firefighter?
motion. Second.
Have a motion and a second, have roll call vote.
Alderman Dillman?
Yes.
Alderman Clark?
Yes.
Alderman Bergman?
Yes.
Alderman Abernathy? Yes. Alderman Rader?